Will legal or Mark be here?
Mark's if I recall.
Okay.
No legal.
Okay.
But you just continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon will be the public inspector. More, yeah.
Good, you? Do we have a list of folks for mayor comment in open forum?
It's blank.
All right, I'd like to call the City Council meeting to order of February 10th, 2026. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will look for a motion on approving the agenda.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Moving on to the consent agenda, looking for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move into the mayor's comments in open forum. If you did not get a chance to get your name on the list, you're welcome to take the time now, take a few minutes, give us your name and state your address. Hearing none. Moving on to the public hearing to amend the CUP for St. John's Church for the installation of sign. We will recess the regular city council meeting at 5:31 to conduct the public hearing on the CUP amendment for the addition of a sign for St. John's Church. With that, is there anyone present who wishes to speak for or against this matter? Please state your name and address.
Deborah Olson, 600 Dewey Street. So I'm right across the street from the church. And this has been brought up since 2008 in regards to the parking situation. And I sent all of our council members pictures. You cannot see if you're going from east to west until you're at the very last car if somebody is at the stop sign. And I'm sorry, I brought this to the DOT's attention. Sarah has the response from them, and their reply was there's nothing they can do. They feel that the yellow markings are there, but the yellow markings are not in compliance with state regulations. 20 feet from the crosswalk, 30 feet from the stop signs. And in 2008, I did bring information to the council in regards to the unsafe head-in parking versus a back-end parking because you can't see. And the DOT had the recommendations, well, if you leave it angle, they'll slow down. No, they don't. Katie can attest, we've got quite a few that think that's a speedway there. They like getting air on that first hill. And so the signage being 7 foot only adds to a barrier of being able to see on that corner.
Thank you, Deb, for your comments. Is there anyone else present who wishes to speak for or against this matter? Anyone else present who wishes to speak for or against this matter? Please state your name and address. Take a few minutes and share your comments.
My name is Jerry Goebel, and at 10544 135th Avenue Northeast in Foley, or just out of town here. But my daughter is the scout here in the room, so I'm familiar with the project. And as far as what has been put in place so far, as far as that, she'd like me to speak a little bit on what has been put into it. So I know that the sign currently, where it would be sitting, was talked about by the city and met with before it was brought up yesterday to planning and zoning or committee or whatever, to meet with them and discuss that, and that it would meet the setbacks and such, so that it would be in there. The way it would be angled, I don't know how it would apply to the parking and stuff like that, and you're talking about the concerns there. And that could be, I'm not sure what that means, but I know that the sign, currently there is no sign for the St. John Catholic Church. The sign that was up was taken down a while ago because it was had deteriorated, and so it's vital to have a sign for that so that people know what is there, and I feel that is something that is necessary for anything like that. So as far as the setbacks and stuff like that, how it relates to the parking or whatnot, I don't know how all that works with the rules, but I do know that it was talked about beforehand with the setback at when met with Mark and Sarah with the city before. So thank you.
Could you ask your daughter to come up here with you?
Sure. Angel, would you come up, please?
I just have a few questions. I think it's very neat that you chose that for your Eagle Scout. I think that was a big deal. How long have you put into getting your thought process, what you need to do?
It's been almost a year now.
Okay.
Over a year.
Did you design yourself or work with a...
I worked with a granite company to get it designed.
And did you have to direct them?
Yeah, and then I actually sent them the city's rules and guidelines and stuff for signage. And where it's placed, I don't think there should be an issue with the seeing, because it's kind of, like it's said, it's angled and it's kind of out of the way. The main issue that I was hearing is with the signage is that there's already an issue seeing. So I don't see how the sign would get in the way of that.
Jeff, could you show her your picture so she might be able to describe it a wee bit? Oh, there you go. So it's not a big dense sign or anything like that.
No.
As far as lighting, where are you going to have lighting?
So you see where there's rocks and stuff on the bottom there? We'd probably have just lights that went in the ground facing up at the sign. That's about the most we do.
Okay. Well, I think it's a good looking sign.
Thank you.
And I think you put some thought into how to do it. And you definitely got the professionals when you went to the what do you want to call it, the granite guys. I don't know what they're necessarily called, but you put work into this. You didn't just decide, let's put in a sign.
Yeah, no, because this is something like my dad said, there's no signage there whatsoever. It got taken down like, I don't know, a while ago. And no one's had the initiative to like go forth and do it. And so I decided to, and we have multiple people working on it. And a lot of the work is like, people have given up their time and their effort to do it.
And were you the main head of chatting with these people, talking to them about what you want and how you want it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, kudos to you. I think it's a very nice addition. And keep up the good work.
Can I ask her a question? Who will be doing the work on the sign?
The person doing the brick will be Keith Cantor, and then, what's the grandpa's
Is he
name?
doing that by himself?
No, I will be getting people from my troop and just other people in the community involved with the brickwork and all the other stuff that they can do, and we don't need professionals to do, or we just need a little help.
Okay.
And then we'll be getting the granite from Murphy Granite Carving.
Okay. When do you hope to start work on it?
As soon as the ground unthaws.
Okay.
So I've got to get this done before July 7th.
Why do you need to do it before?
Because that's my 18th birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's a big date when you're going for your eagle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would say the community says thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys. Anyone else present who wishes to speak for or against this matter?
Mr. Mayor, if I could. I read Deborah's email and I did some investigating yesterday. Did you see me outside last night with a big tarp? My husband and I went outside and we put the tarp up and we took turns driving around. And as long as you pull up to the stop sign like you're supposed to, it doesn't interfere with anything other than like the cars. If you're planning to stop at the stop sign, it doesn't prevent any other further line of sight. We were out there for like a good 40 minutes taking turns holding tarps at 6 feet tall, because that's how tall my husband is, and unfortunately we didn't have any other like 10-foot poles to put up. But if you're planning to stop, I don't foresee it being a problem. I'm not disputing that people use Dewey as a raceway, because they do, but I didn't foresee any trouble. And I went during the day about 1 o'clock, and then I went again with my husband at 6:30. So I think it's a very well thought out project. So good job on that.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, Planning Commission looked at this last night. We didn't have any concerns. We didn't have anybody speak out against this project. And also on a community note, before we seal up our time capsule, I think it would be prudent for you to put your project in our time capsule. So your name will be mentioned for years to come. So, and also with your public speaking, you definitely deserve your Eagle Scout Award for that too. So we have no concerns.
Great. Thanks for the comments, Council. We will reconvene the regular City Council meeting at 5:42 p.m. With that, is there a motion adopting Resolution 2026-09 approving amendment to the CUP?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item number 7, Nicole Hoyam. Did I say that right? Is Nicole here? Okay. Was gonna discuss winter parking violation. She's not present. We'll move on. Moving on to item number 8, Foley Wastewater Project Update. Jared from Bolton and Mink.
Good evening, Mayor Council. Enclosed in your packet this evening is a proposal for the next phase in the completion of the regionalization project, which is the decommissioning associated with the existing wastewater ponds. The preliminary schedule has been identified as part of that proposal. We have been in contact with PFA. They are allowing that to be included as part of the existing loan, which is good news. So that saves a lot of paperwork that we went through on the front end of the original project. But nonetheless, the completion of the project is scheduled for fall of '26. We'll be preparing plans and specs and getting bids for the removal of the biosolids in the existing ponds, and then some grading around the edges, and then finally seeding that area. The proposed fee associated with that is an hourly not to exceed of $195,000. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions that council may have.
That's just engineering, correct?
Correct.
What do we know of as far as estimates for the project of actually doing the work?
I did have that. It was somewhere around
Two to 2.5 million
yeah.
total, with,
Yeah.
I think with the engineering was 2.5.
And that also would be included in the PFA?
Yes, those are PFA eligible.
Okay.
Yep.
And completion by November of 2026, like seeding and all?
That's the intent, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Questions? Comments?
Well, you have to do it. I have none. Make a motion.
Well, yeah, it has to go. And hopefully we can do something with it down the road as we continue to improve or enhance our parks. All right. So we have to consider approval for the Birch Pond decommissioning plan quote. I'll make a motion to consider the approval of the Birch Pond decommissioning plan and quote.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Any further discussion? Favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thanks, council.
Thanks,
That's
Jared.
all I had this evening. Thanks.
Great. All right, item number 9, Foley Legion, update on the parking lot conversations. And we have VIP here to,
The
or
Honorable.
Citizen of the Year here to share with what's going on.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Dwayne J. Walter, 7665 Ronaby Road, Northeast, Foley, Minnesota, 56329. Yeah, I'm here on behalf of Foley American Legion. Also have Mr. Jim Almond with me, and Mr. Gary Gruba is also here. Mr. Swanson's also a member of our Legion Club. Anyway, a month or so ago, we got a letter from the city concerning the vacant lot that we have up at the Legion. We use it as a parking lot sometimes. Well, we received a letter from the city saying we're not in compliance, therefore we got to get in compliance. I called Ms. Braun, we had a little conversation, and I indicated to her that we would like to have someone come to our executive board meeting and tell us what we got to do, when we can do it, how we have to do it. I also told her I would like to get on your agenda for your meeting, and she said that's fine. So we had, again, excuse me if I don't get it right, Councilperson Mathewitz and Councilperson Gondik came to our executive board meeting. It was a good meeting. It was informative. I think it was productive. We stated our position on a few things. They brought a copy of the ordinance for us to read, and so it was a good meeting. And we didn't reach any decisions or anything. They can't bind a council. I realize that. And so I'm here, and if I may approach the bench, I'm used to swearing on a Bible, I mean, this is
Sounds
different.
like you're used to being
Yeah,
in court.
I've been there several times, but anyway.
Uh-huh.
If I can approach and pass this out. Excuse me for not typing it out, I'm not a good typist. But it's just a few questions, and certainly don't expect all the answers tonight from anybody. Because again, we're willing to work with you in any way possible, what we need to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you need one? Otherwise you got
She'll likely be the one who helps answer the questions, so.
Yeah. I got, yeah. I'll just run through them real quick. The first one again is there a timetable for the compliance? Because we don't know. If there's a year, if it's 2 years, if it's 6 months, whatever. I mean, everybody realizes that we're in the middle of winter yet. It's pretty hard to put blacktop or concrete down in this time. So that's the first one. Again, I don't expect answers for all these tonight. The other one, is there a variance or special condition of use that we need to apply for? Or is there an interim ordinance that would allow us to have the parking on the interim? Number 3, what needs to be included in the plan? And the reason I'm asking this is, when I was with the county board for many, many years, we used to have people come in, especially the planning and zoning. They would come in with a plan, present it, and all of a sudden staff would say, oh, you didn't do this. You didn't do this. Now you're making the people go back and come in again. So what I want to know, or the Legion would like to know, is what are the requirements in the plan? Lighting, is there lighting requirement? Striping, number of spaces, handicap spaces? Is there a depth to the asphalt? Is there a setback from the sidewalk or the alley? I did put down ingress, egress. You have to have 2 or 1, I don't know. So we would like to have some direction from somebody of what needs to be in the plan. So when we contract somebody to come up with the plan, we'll meet the specifications rather than having to come back several times. Number 4, can we do the project in phases? And we've got 3 separate lots up there. It's a 60-foot frontage, 60-foot frontage, and a 30-foot frontage. So we were thinking we'd maybe do a 30-foot one or the 61 in phases, because we don't have a lot of money, first of all, to deal with. And I don't know what it's going to cost us, or the Legion. So that would be just another thing I'd throw out there. The process, number 5, process once we have the plan. Do we meet then with the planning commission, go over the plan, and if there's, if there's green space requirements, whatever suggestions they may have. County city officials, then is there a final inspection and final approval? Again, I don't want to go out, or the Legion doesn't want to go out and hire somebody to come up with this plan or develop a plan and it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to say, no, we don't accept that. We want to meet all the requirements. Number 6, any possibility of the county or the city sharing in the cost of getting the project completed. We don't have any formal estimates, but we did talk to a gentleman from Hard Drives, and who just comes to the Legion every so often. He looked at it last summer, and I told this to the council people. He said between $85,000 and $100,000. And some people are saying, I don't believe that it's going to be that much money. I have no idea. I called Hanson Paving twice. It says, sorry, we're not available at the present time. So maybe they don't work in the winter, I don't know. I didn't leave a message, I should have. So I don't have an estimate, but I'm just telling you what somebody from Hard Drives told me. So. The last one is, do we have any type of grace period where we can use the lot for parking while getting the plan developed? We just had a big event Sunday, and if you drove by there, Katie, you saw all the cars there on the parking lot. And I want to be able to tell people up there, if they ask me, can you park there? I don't want to say, sure you can park there, and all of a sudden they're going to get a ticket, because then it's my you-know-what. So, if we can use that on an interim basis, work out an agreement with the city, that would be wonderful. And, we're willing to do whatever has to be done. So, If you got any questions, I'll try to answer them, otherwise I'll ask my two colleagues if they want to get up and speak. So,
Well, I think you covered it well. Thank you for all the questions. Certainly, obviously, we'll have to get with administration on what maybe some of these finer questions might look like. I don't see why there wouldn't be opportunity to work with you and having a timeline that seems reasonable, you know, and I think we're all trying to
well,
do the same thing,
Mr. Mayor,
improve downtown. So,
Mr. Mayor, I don't want to interrupt, but the only commitment that I would like from the city, if you can make it tonight, is that we're still able to use it a little bit as a parking lot. Because if we get a cease and desist order or something, you know, hey.
I'm not aware that we're in a position to say that you can't use it.
That's up to the city council.
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now.
I don't think we have any problem.
I'm not.
with them using
I'm
it
not concerned about it being
until the
used right now.
project's completed.
At our meeting that we had, all we asked is, give us a plan. We'll work with you with whatever,
Yeah.
you have in mind.
Yeah.
We don't have a time frame or anything, just a plan,
Right.
and.
These are good questions to help us frame what that plan, what you can do to help that plan.
Yeah, I'm willing to,
But I think
work with anybody.
In the
you know,
meantime,
so.
does anyone on council have a problem with them using it as is for now?
Sarah's good.
Yeah, just the question I have, a lot of these, I can prepare the packet for you and get you clarity on all those, cause they're all spelled out with an ordinance, and I can go through that all, we can meet on the side. The question I have for the council is the timeline, just so that we at the staff level are doing what you want us to do, so, maybe that's, at least a timetable for now would be helpful for us, just so we're on the same page.
I think it would help, them for their timetable, within reason, right? You already tried, what is this thing gonna cost us?
Right.
And is it feasible to do it, into maybe 2 or 3 phases? I would say most folks that are gonna give you a quote are probably just gonna tell you to get it all done at once.
Well, you know, the reason I brought the phases, because again, depending on the quotes, you know, if it's reasonable and we can handle it, we'd like to probably do the whole thing in one time, which would make most sense.
Yeah.
But if they're gonna come out with, you know, $85,000-$100,000, then we got a different issue going then.
Personally, I want a date, an idea of a date when we give them we'll give you until December of 2026 or whatever. I wanna see a solid date. I think that's appropriate.
I think it's a good starting point, maybe by the end of '26, but, you know, not understanding some of these other items like lighting and what have you, project can get real expensive real fast, with those items, and so.
But that's why you want a date. I mean, we can do.
Well, I can give them a date, but if it's $500,000, and they ain't got it, they ain't gonna get it done.
But you don't do the date before they've got answers. And at that point, I think we have a right to ask for a potential date. They're gonna go through a lot of steps before they get to, this is what we found out, this is what we need, and they should have somewhat of a time frame. And I think we have a right to ask for a time frame.
Well, if I remember correctly, Dwayne, with at the meeting, the spring or the summer of 2027 was a idea thrown out.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things that you're gonna have to go through, definitely.
Yeah, you know, to be very honest with you, you know, we don't know, again, I'm not an engineer or anything, you know, I don't know what's underground, what kind of base you have to have, I have no idea, any of that stuff, you know. If there's gotta be a super excavated and you gotta put a bunch of class 5 in, and then you gotta put 2 inches, I don't know if it's 2 inches asphalt or 3 inches asphalt or what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I got no idea.
Does it have to be asphalt?
It will have to be hard surface,
Okay.
yep.
I mean,
Right, it can't be, somebody threw out it can be crushed granite. I was told it cannot be crushed granite.
No, the code does not provide for crushed granite in the downtown district.
So either concrete or asphalt, I guess.
Correct.
So in a crushed asphalt, it's out of the question
It needs to
also?
be a durable, hard
Even
surface,
if it's
dust-free.
compacted, it does get hard.
We have not typically allowed for that. That doesn't
Yeah.
meet the definition,
It's a question.
yeah.
I've used it, and it does work.
That's up to you,
Yeah.
if you wanna explore that further.
So fall of 27 would be my recommendation.
Yeah, whatever you guys decide, the council decides, we'll live within that. And we won't really get going until spring now, because like I said, we have to get some contractors out there and take a look at it. And again, I have no idea what's involved with
Well,
paving
that's-
parking lot.
That's the bad part, that we don't either, you know, I mean, we talked about at the meeting, give us a plan.
Yeah,
Give us a footprint or something, this is an
Yeah.
idea we have.
yeah.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if the ball is rolling, we can work with
Yeah.
it, you know?
And again, I repeat myself, our concern is, we didn't want anybody parking up there and then getting a ticket or something, you know?
Right. Well,
You know.
myself, I don't see that being an issue.
Yeah.
I
I'm not
just-
worried about that.
I think we all just wanna see progress.
Right.
Just a plan.
Yeah.
You know,
We
what-
wanna-
you
we
know what
wanna
has
get
to
it
be
done,
done, you're gonna work towards it being done. Ideally, it'd be done by fall of 27. I mean, depending on cost and everything else, maybe you can do it sooner, you know,
Right.
but,
Well, as soon as we get a plan together, I'll be back, or somebody will be back from Legion.
so
Because
Sarah will
again, I
get,
think we do have to probably go through planning commission,
Yes,
don't we?
we do.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So-
I would just suggest, if you wanna give me a call, we'll set up a date to go through some of those requirements, so that when you reach out to your contractors, you know exactly what's what's
Yeah, we
needed.
can do that.
yeah, and we can get you, I mean, I'm sure there's a Rolodex somewhere of other contractors, you can get plenty of different quotes.
Okay,
I think we can help assist with that too, to some degree.
Yeah, we can provide names, we just can't make recommendations.
Yeah, I mean, just give you names and numbers and whoever to call and get
yeah,
as many,
and-
get as many
and-
quotes as you can, so.
Yeah, and in fact, Councilperson Swanson had a good idea, and again, I was with the county for many years, so I know what he's talking about. If there's projects going, you're probably gonna have projects going in within the city limits. And a lot of times, if you talk to that specific contractor, they already got their stuff in town, you know?
Yeah.
And so sometimes you can work a deal out, but
Yep.
that's just the reality of it, so.
It's
Well,
very-
I appreciate your time, and, council people, you know, none of you got an easy job, we were talking about it before, and, so, thank you for your time, and if you got any questions, get a hold of me, get a hold of Mr. Almond, or get a hold of Mr. Gruba, and we'll certainly come back if you want us to come back, so.
I have a question.
Yep,
Have you ever thought about adding on?
to the Legion?
Yes.
I don't think we have we? No,
Is it
not that
something-
I'm aware of, no.
Something that you wouldn't consider, or?
Not at the present time, I don't think, Jeff, or Mr. Gondik, I don't think so, yeah.
And why would that be, just money?
Well, not only that, we just don't, the truth of it is, fellas and ladies, we're in an organization that we're dying off.
Yeah.
That's a fact. You know, the Legion's not gaining a lot of members. Mr. Swanson's our person he's got some new ones, that's great. But we're not busting down the floodgates with people coming in trying to join our organization. And we're losing a lot of people every year, just because we're getting old. I mean, that's fact, reality. So, you know, we're doing what we can, you know, we're functioning, we're in the black, you know, we're doing okay, but, we're not super flush by any means, you know, so, you know. And that's good, because there's a lot of service clubs closing, a lot of them, and Mr. Swanson knows that too. You know, they just can't keep going, so. But again, I do appreciate your time, and I appreciate, we'll work together, and, hopefully by, fall of 27, if that's the date, we'll have a nice parking lot up there, so.
At least a plan.
Yeah.
Is what I'm looking at.
Yep, yep.
Be happy with a plan.
Yeah, I'm thinking if we can get a plan within the year.
Yep.
So we got some footprint of what's gonna be done. And I think we should have a vote here at the council that they can use this parking lot till it's completed.
Are you making a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to allow the Legion to continue the use of their bare lot as a parking lot in the interim. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
I thank you, and again, we don't have any real super big events. We have the big thing Sunday, we have like 5 of them a year, and we have a car show up there. Basically, it's not gonna be a parking lot per se, that's gonna be always full of parks of cars, you know.
Well, you kinda hope it would be.
All right, yeah.
And
Well,
yes,
thank you very much, appreciate it.
And we are willing to share with the city if need be.
Yeah.
Good, thanks Dwayne. Moving on to item number 10, Southside Fairway Estates, the final plat approval. We have Carrie here to
Thanks, guys.
comment.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Carrie Franklin from SCH. I'm a project manager in our land development group. I've been working with the city on the South Fairway Estates Phase 1 plans and plat. You have the final plat in front of you. There are 18 lots. We also have plans that are about 95% done that are into the city for review. We have a stormwater memo that's also basically 95% done, as well as specs. As of right now, like I said, we'll be doing phase 1. We have 18 lots on this plat. The project will have sewer, water, and storm. There will be some grading as well as grading for a pond. And as far as the plat goes, it's basically just the platting of the 18 lots.
Looks good to me.
Planning commission didn't have any concerns over it.
Perfect.
Mr. Mayor, we're just looking for a motion to approve the plat, essentially. And then we'll proceed with, review at the county and recording and that process.
Okay. And as far as, I'll call it phase 2, when we ever get there, I mean, is it set up for a phase 2 to be completed? I mean, the way it's designed right now for us to wrap around, kind of like the original thought?
Correct.
Okay.
And you can, I don't know if you have anything to add about that. That was asked last night too, I think, about.
Yeah, so, phase 2 would be exactly what you saw in the preliminary plat. So yes, you're right, it would wrap back down to 55th Street. And there's approximately another 18 lots or so,
Okay.
or 16 lots.
The only concern planning commission had as in phase 2 is the size of lots behind the house. They're, with the grading and stuff, but that, will be addressed at another time.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little bit, where the pond is in the back, the grading was gonna be a little bit steeper. But, we just thought with phase 1 right now, we'll concentrate on phase 1 and address things as they come up for phase 2.
Okay, and the pond would be on the backside, facing
really-
what, north?
Do you wanna go up there and show me?
Phase 1 pond in the back corner over here.
Okay.
Phase 2 pond be along the wetland.
Okay. And this may not be these plans for the next question, but what goes in the middle? Or is that to be determined? Like a
Wanna-
park or,
Yeah.
well, I mean, whatever we want?
One thing we discussed was a neighborhood park, do the small park.
Mhm.
Instead of
Okay, good. Just wanna make sure that understanding that that's just be available.
That's public, it'll be public land.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
When they talk about storm sewer and catch basins, I'm an old guy. Curb and gutter, does that mean the same thing here? All right,
Yeah.
I wanna be sure that that's in design.
Yeah, it's a, I guess Gary can probably answer this one, but it's a, currently designed as more of a small curb, similar to like 13th
Okay,
over there. It's what it's designed to be right now, yes.
all right. I don't want it to end up like we got in existence. It's high maintenance.
Can we talk about the direct connections? The direct connections for storm, we're talking about that too. Do you wanna add that? Okay.
One thing we are gonna put in there, we've been doing on 13th, we've talked about them, right, is put the sump pump direct connections in there right away, so we'll stub them into the back of the right of way line, and, that way we won't have the issues we're experiencing on some of these streets. Some of the lots can go to the back, but some can't.
Right.
And we decided, I think we're gonna do all the lots carry, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna just do them all to avoid the problems we've been experiencing on so many streets in Foley.
Sure, better to plan ahead.
Yeah, it's not that expensive, I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, everyone's out.
Almost better you spend it to fix it.
Yeah, cause it's gonna be a,
One other thing I didn't mention is, 55th is a county road. And I was in contact with the county engineer, or the interim at least right now, as well as their public works, and they are fine with us moving forward. We just have to do an entrance permit and a utility permit, so conversations have been had with the county as well.
Great. Well, excellent. Any other questions, comments? So I will approve the motion to approve the final plat for the Southside Fairway Estates as presented.
So what would be the timeline of completion for somebody to come in and develop?
We wanna talk about our,
Yeah, so, well, at least as far as working days, we could start as late as around the 1st of August, or it depends on the contractor too, it might have to be a little bit earlier, but it isn't gonna take very long to actually build this, so.
Okay.
But the intent is to have it completed before the end of the year, and then we'd do the final lift next year.
Good. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
May I add one here at the end here? Appreciate you guys passing that tonight. With the next step, then we will be looking for a motion to start the bidding process for this project. With plans being approved, next step is then for us to publicly bid the project. And we'd be looking to have a motion tonight to start that process. Next couple weeks here, get that advertised in the paper, and then probably come, what was it, in mid-April, March for
Bid date was March 11th, April 7th is the next meeting.
Sure,
yeah, it's gonna be, well, we'd see it here around April.
Yep.
Is what we'd be looking at. But we're trying to fine tune a couple things, so it might fluctuate a couple weeks here or there, but we essentially want the approval to move forward to start that process.
Sure. I'll make a motion to approve going out for bid for the Southside Fairway Estates.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
thank you.
Yep. Moving on to item 11, department reports. Police Department, Chief Katie McMillan.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, you received the stat report for the month of January. We had 413 calls of service compared to 2025. We had 390. So we are up a bit compared to last year at this time. Just one thing to point out, domestics were up. So that is one of the dangerous calls we can go on. I have been attending, we are in the process of getting our new record system, and so I've been attending a lot of training, all day long, 3 days a week, and so that's where I have been, and a lot, then I come back and then I train the rest of the officers, so we are been tied up with that. I've been doing sidewalk enforcement for the ice and snow, sending out letters. I did the Facebook post to get the ones that if we missed. Just a reminder to everyone to make sure they are keeping their sidewalks clear of ice and snow or any debris, just to keep everyone safe. And the only other thing is I'm already starting to work on bicycle safety rodeo and getting the letters out for donations, and I already got quite a few that are coming in. So I appreciate everyone's support in this great event. This would be our 12th one. So, and that is it, unless you have something for me.
On the equipment violations, Does that include delinquent license tags?
Yes,
Okay,
yep, but those are expired tabs, headlights out,
all
window
right.
tint.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chief, with some of the paperwork you gave us here, under part-time officer startup, okay, is that per startup, correct?
Yes, that's just to start up for, you mean
For one
the stuff I
person.
got out for the workshop?
Yeah.
Yes,
Just one person?
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? All right. Thanks, Chief Katie McMillan. We'll move on to City Engineer Jared Griffith.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council. Tonight I have 2 action items for you and then an update on a few other items. So let's start with the action items. Is that time of year again for our, to look forward on our lead service projects. The 2027 PPL application is due March 13th. This is the same application we've submitted the last 2 years. So with that, in your packet tonight is SEH's agreement for preparing and submitting that PPL application. There will be roughly 23 services in that project, and that will complete the city's lead service needs for the community. So with that, we'll be looking for a motion to approve SEH's agreement. Yeah, sorry, out of order there a little bit.
And this would be just like the one we just did, paid for,
Yeah.
Yes.
the process, the way you get a hold of the folks that own the homes.
Well, the PPL application is not our design that we are going through right now for 2026. This is to submit to the Department of Health and the PFA to get us on their list for eligible projects in 2027 for funding.
Okay.
Yes.
For the final 23
Yes.
residents, okay.
Correct, yep.
I'll make a motion to consider approval for 2027 PPL and IUP application engineering services.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you. The second action item is a resolution in your packet for the League of Minnesota Cities Grant Navigation support. This application essentially is for communities that are under the population of 4,000 that are looking for support in finding funding for projects. In the past, the work that we've done to submit the PPL application hasn't been eligible for the PFA funding. That's just something the city has had to pay for. The League of Minnesota Cities has this pilot program that the cities now can apply for to cover those costs. And so with your approval tonight, we were looking for essentially you to adopt a resolution for us to submit an application for this grant to cover those costs for the PPL.
Does it cover all the costs, or is it just $5,000 of the cost?
Yeah, our contract is up to $5,000, so yes,
Okay.
if all of the costs will be eligible. Now, I want to be clear that the timeline for this is kind of a tight one. After we submit the application, the League of Minnesota Cities does have 30 to 60 days to review that. As I mentioned before, the application for the PPL is due March 13th. Which falls after the 30 days, but before the 60 days. So if we don't hear back from the League of Minnesota Cities, then my understanding is that you won't be covered, or they won't be eligible for this round. Does that make sense on what I'm trying to say there?
Mm-hmm. This is a new program for them?
Pilot program, yes.
Yeah.
So in other words, if they don't get to the application in time, then we'll still just be on the hook for the $5,000 for the,
Correct, just like in years past.
just like we were before.
Yep.
And we still need to do the lead service
Well, right,
project, so,
yeah.
I mean, it's worth a try.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So does there have to be like a caveat in there, or can we just approve supporting the LMC?
You
Grant
would just
application.
adopt the resolution which gives them permission to apply,
Okay.
and then we'll see what happens. You already approved the $5,000 in the prior motion.
Sure, okay. I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-09, supporting LMC grant application.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? In favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you. And as I mentioned, just a couple updates on other projects we have in the works. First, on our 2025 lead service project, we do have funds available or remaining in that balance from last year's project. City staff have worked with the PFA and their loan officers about what we can do with that funding. We've been given the direction that we can change order in essentially additional services into last year's project and have them completed and chip off more of our list. Factoring that in, there'd be about anywhere from 10 to probably 13, 14, depending on what each property kind of involves. But that's something we're right now thinking that we can add to last year's project. We've already talked to the contractor from last year. He's on board with coming back and tackling those for us. And so just want to give a quick update on where we were sitting with those. After I provide the update tonight, we'll continue to work with city staff on reaching out to those residents that we think we might be adding to next year's project, or sorry, last year's project.
And the amount that's available will only cover about 13 to
yeah.
15 of the 23?
Depending on each property's a little
Sure,
different,
okay.
right, depending on if the service is in the driveway, right? I mean, we don't know those addresses yet, so I can't tell you exactly, but probably in that 10 to 14 range.
So in essence, we're going to just utilize the money we have remaining, the reimbursable money, and knock off as many as we can with that.
Sure.
Just makes sense.
And it's the money we don't pay back.
This is reimbursable from the PFA, so we submit and we get.
And we get reimbursed.
Yep.
So we pay for the work and then we submit,
Yep.
they reimburse us.
And we have
Okay.
been reimbursed
Correct, yeah.
most of it already. This is what we have left, and
Sure,
they said
okay.
we can keep that project open and just change order and bring the contractor back to
Okay.
do more,
110.
so.
So does that affect how much you ask for then for the,
For 2027?
yeah,
No, the 23 services include taking off the 11 to 12.
Okay.
These
The
ones.
big picture of it all.
okay. Great. You don't need action from us, do you, for
Nope,
that?
just an update on that one.
Okay.
And then a quick update on where we're sitting for the 2026 lead service project. My intent is to bring that set of plans to your approval at the March meeting. Now, currently we have, I believe there is 42 or 43 services that we have in that project. I think it's 42. But there's 7 properties that we have yet to make contact with, and that we're still trying to work out and get those inspections done. We feel a little confident in that, and so the current plan is to bring that plan set for your approval at the next council meeting. And then something a little different, with kind of everything going on the last, probably a year or so, we've kind of put the water treatment facility kind of on hold. We did have a meeting recently with city staff about where we were sitting with that. Kind of give them an update on our pilot study that we completed for you guys over the last year. Give them an update on that. Just so you guys are aware, the ozone that was used did work the way we envisioned it, as far as the iron and manganese being removed. It also helped with the color of the water as well. Forgot to mention this, I guess. Good news on that standpoint. As you are aware, we have that $3 million from the PFA that we kind of locked up probably about 2 years ago. We did hear back recently. The city got the notice a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, on 2 million from federal did pass. We requested 7. So.
So is it 2 in addition to the 3, or is it just 2?
2 in addition to 3.
So 5.
So we're at 5 million right now.
Yep.
Okay.
So
And when does that need to be used by?
I'm still waiting for them to reach out with the limits, but I know when we applied, it's a year from when they execute the contract, or?
I'd have to look at that
Yeah,
again, to tell you the truth.
but we've also, like, there've been changes with the administration, so until I get all that from the feds, I can't say for certain what the timeline, and it also takes a long time to get contracts and things in place.
Okay, so we got
but,
time.
Yeah, I think to be
Time for more
determined.
money, yeah.
Yeah, I wish it would've been more, it still leaves us, you know, we figure about 9 short.
Yeah, on what comes back, but yeah, so the next steps is for us to complete the feasibility study that we have, that we'll be starting here after the pilot study's been completed. As part of that feasibility study, we'll be including our probable cost estimates, and that will be for a couple different scenarios for you. There'll be for the package plant, package precast plant, which is similar to for those of you who went on the tour, St. Joe, that first one we went to. We'll have a cost estimate for that with ozone and without ozone. And then we will have one for a cast-in-place plant, similar to the Malacca one that we went to. That includes ozone and no ozone as well. So I expect to see that probably at the May meeting.
It'll just be basically projections or estimates of what those options will be.
Yep. I'll add, one of the other discussions we had is if there's any potential to phase things, you know, so, trying to look at, you know, if there's a, way we can accomplish some of it that's more affordable with, you know, some of the money we have. But we kinda need to get those numbers, to figure out if that's a possibility and what that would look like, so.
Good.
And that is all I have for you, unless you have any questions for me.
Thanks,
Thank
Jared.
you.
Moving on to Public Works and Fire. Mark Pappenfuss?
Good evening. In your packet, there's information for Park Department. In last year's CIP, we actually had a replacement of a lawnmower, a purchase of a lawnmower. We weren't able to try one out last year. They didn't have any that were available most of the summer that was this style. By the time we did last fall, decided, this is what route we're going. It was getting to the end of the season. When you buy a mower, warranty starts then, so we said, why warranty it for the winter? It's the same contract that ends February 28th, state bid. So that's why we held it over, so the warranty would start in a month or so when we take delivery. So, similar front, this is a John Deere, we've been Toro before, but just trying something different. We like some features on this one better, the guys did. So with that, I ask you to approve the mower. Where are we at? Sure, what's the total? 36,076.46. That's the the mower and the mower itself. You know, the vehicle and the mower itself. Midwest and Sauk Rapids.
And this is replacing a phased out one?
No, this will be an additional.
Okay.
Yep. Because with all the extra mowing we get now, we barely can make a round on a week. You know, at Parks now, we added 23, we added the lift stations, odor control. You know, there's more and more. You get a rain day in there or mower goes down, you can't do it, and, you know.
So this essentially allows someone else in
Right,
another seat to go along mowing along with everyone else? Okay.
We've been fortunate, it's been fairly dry, you know, mowing and all that, so that we've been able to keep up for the most part. And biggest thing is when one goes down, you know, it's a lot of times a day or a couple days for parts and.
Okay. It was in the CUP. I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of a new tractor and mower in the amount of $36,076.46. Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? In favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I don't think all the tractor related. Other than that, I don't think I have anything specific tonight unless anyone has any questions on either department.
For fire, you know, concerned with losing 2 firefighters?
Always a concern. I'll know more tomorrow night. probably gonna do some interviews. We have some applications now, and we're actually looking at some options. I didn't get an email back today. I was checking for the membership committee. In a perfect world, we'd have some names for you in April.
Okay.
So, but like I say, we do have some apps. We have a couple, 1 to 2 that are coming in fully trained,
Okay.
so.
Well, good.
That additional add-on to the staff, that's still in plan?
For,
You're putting on another man, full-time?
for,
City, street, sewer.
I don't know. We've been talking about that for 20, 50, no,
Well, I
10
know, I
years.
saw it come up here.
Yeah, that's
I
in
was
our,
just wondering if the.
That's that
Where-
workshop, right?
That's
We
in
just
our
talking
workshop.
about it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's all, you know,
We're always talking
we all
about it.
need, I think all them ones agree they need something. What we can afford with the taxes we have. Other than that, I think I'm good, thank you.
all right, anything else for Mark? Thank you, Mark. Moving on to administration, Sarah Brunn.
Okay, Mayor and Council, first thing I have is I need 1 or 2 council reps to serve on the county redevelopment committee. So we met as a big group a number of weeks ago. The county administrator reached out and just was wondering if I could get 1 or 2 council members that they could put on to represent on the smaller committee.
Yep.
Keep in mind, these meetings can be during the day. We don't have an exact schedule yet. He just wants the name so then we can coordinate a meeting time. But typically, that's what we see with the county meetings because of the board, the commissioner's schedules.
Yep.
And staff that's involved. But if there's somebody that's interested, that has the availability, that's what I need the council to decide. But only 1 to 2, not a quorum.
And this is the big round table we had, condensing it down to
Correct.
a smaller group.
Yep. And then this committee would report back to our full body.
Right. I saw your hand up.
If you two have more availability, my schedule rotates and I can usually make things work, but
I'm retired, so I can do it anytime.
I'm flexible, doesn't matter.
I'm okay if I don't sit on a committee. If it's during the day, it's a little bit tougher for me to
Yeah,
make
that's
it.
what I'm worried about.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's not gonna be very often,
Right.
but,
Yeah, and I don't know the details, and if something changes and we need to shuffle somebody, and that's always an option too.
should we have one and then maybe a standby? You know, if one can make it, great, but if the one can't, we have somebody else at least be a part of it.
And that's fine, they said 1 to 2, so
Yeah.
whoever you guys decide.
Or we pick 2, and if one of you can make it, great, one of you can't,
Yep.
great.
Move ahead. So who's
I
going?
mean, sounds like you're available,
Deb
sounds like
and-
you're available if it happens to work,
Yeah, I'll go.
Or Deb
Okay.
and Stephanie?
Yeah.
Okay.
unless you feel,
I'm available if one of them can make it.
okay.
You'll
So-
be the backup if needed.
Yeah.
The backup.
So let's do these, fine folks here, and if if one of them can't make it, we still at least have one representing, and then the one can bring back any information.
Sounds good, I'll report that back.
Okay.
Second item, so, if you remember, we qualified for the Minnesota Housing Infrastructure Grant. We qualified for a Tier 2 grant of $200,000, and then we qualified we were awarded a $400,000 infrastructure grant. The concern we have is the state is completely backlogged, contracts are just a bear. I still don't have a Tier 2 contract. It was supposed to come months ago. They keep pushing it back and pushing it back. I am anticipating it's because of the fraud investigations and all the issues the state is dealing with right now. My concern with the infrastructure grant, I've reached out to them. They don't know if they're gonna be able to get us a contract until summer, fall, like it's that far out. We have to bid this project. We have to use these ARPA funds by the end of the year. What do you want me to do? I'm still working on seeing if I can negotiate something reimbursable. Are you comfortable moving forward if we cannot wait any longer, for these grant funds to come through? You know, because otherwise we risk our $675,000 in federal funding.
I thought this came through after we already voted on approving.
It did.
So this was like, I'll say, in addition to or extra.
It was a bonus.
A bonus.
Yes. A big bonus, though.
Right, and so, but if if we still continue with our project and do the, design and everything else, and we sign a contract in September, do we still get the money?
That's what I'm trying to get clarified, and it's not as simple as asking somebody, it takes, to get a response,
Sure.
takes forever, and they're still new, they're still trying to navigate some of these programs too.
Is that grant specifically tied to that specific project, or could we use it for something else?
It's tied to the south end. One of the things, I'm working with Amanda at BEP, we're trying to figure out different angles that we can, to see what we can do. We have pitched the idea of reimbursable, we have pitched the idea of seeing if we could switch, cause actually that project would qualify for tier 2, if they would allow that, and maybe we could take a reduced amount. I just want the 5 of you to know that if we can't get a contract signed, technically they don't allow you to spend money until you have a contract signed.
We just won't pay any of the bills until later.
Well, I need to make sure you understand that this
Yeah.
grant could be at risk.
Would we be able to reapply for a different project if,
Another time, sure,
yeah. Would
If
they give
they
us,
reopen
would they give us some,
them
would
all
they?
the time. I mean, they just opened, tier 2 was just, I don't know if it's final yet, and then they'll go back to another infrastructure round. And there's not a whole lot we can do. I've reached
Yeah.
out to our representative, I think I might have shared that with you a number of months ago, to see if I get any help with Representative Schultz, but, at the same time, they are also struggling with, if there is these concerns at the state level, they don't wanna push things through quickly either, they wanna make sure things are thoroughly vetted, and I understand that too.
As far as infrastructure goes, okay.
So there's no concerns if that's, we will do whatever we can to try to get funding, but the council is okay if this doesn't work out, we need to keep moving forward.
So what's the realistic latest that a contract could be signed that we'd still be in the realm of what they would expect us to do?
What do we have on that timeline?
If they don't even start work until
They wouldn't start work till
June,
summer, really, so.
and we're still talking about, 4 months that we'd have yet to figure
Yeah.
something out.
Well, they're on tier 2 contracts. Then, once they get through those, then they're gonna move to infrastructure money that's bonding tied. And we're not bonding tied, so we're the last one on the list, and they won't switch us. So, then they have to go through the bonding, and, and it's been like 3-4 months on each layer, so I don't know.
We don't have a time frame.
Yeah.
And
I mean-
I could, if they could give me a deadline, they have given us deadlines and they keep pushing them back,
Right.
so.
I don't know, we were comfortable with it before that,
Okay.
so I don't know why I would change, I guess.
I just wanna make sure you're aware,
Yeah.
and then if that's what we're gonna do, that's fine.
But hopefully you can get through to
Your
somebody.
hands, you do what's right.
Just keep on bugging them.
Yeah.
Well, and my concern is if we wait too long and we bid too late too, that
Right.
could change our pricing.
Right.
And then you're pushing a contractor to a condensed, and that's where, we've talked about those scenarios at staff level.
Let's maybe just try to figure out what we can get from an update every, next meeting and the meeting after, while we're getting bids and everything else, and so we
Okay.
at least,
Yeah.
but
Sounds good.
I don't think it changes the fact that we're gonna do the project.
Alright,
We were gonna do it regardless.
No.
then, okay, I just wanna
If we
make sure
don't,
we're aware.
if we don't do it, we just lose even more money, so it's I don't know.
'Kay.
Double-edged sword.
Other than that, we have audit set for April, and so you might start seeing those questions come in
Emails,
the next month
yeah.
or so. They always pick 2 to send questions to, so let me know if you have any questions on that, on what you need to do, but, I guess that's all I have for now.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Sarah otherwise? Moving on to old business, which I'm seeing none. Hearing none. Moving on to 13, new business. Seeing none, hearing none. Then we will move on to item 14, which is a closed session to discuss land sale pricing. We will now recess the regular city council meeting at 6:37 p.m. to go into a closed session to discuss a potential land sale price for industrial park property. PIDs are listed on the agenda. Again, this is a closed session. We will reopen to the regularly scheduled meeting after the fact. More land? recording? Excellent. We will now reconvene the regular city council meeting at 7:07 p.m. With that, we move on to item number 15 to adjourn the regular meeting. I'll take a motion.
A motion.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? In favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned. We're going to take a quick couple-minute break, and then we'll go right into our council workshop.